Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's time to break down the games for today, Thursday, April 4th. In Major League Baseball, we don't have a full slate of games today, just 6 games, thanks to the 2 rainouts from the Mets and the Tigers over the last 2 days. Otherwise, we'd only have 4 games, so let's get into it. First, guys, let's take a look at how we did yesterday. Yesterday was just an extremely frustrating day, a day of what-ifs and so closes. In the Orioles-Royals game, we had 0 runs in the first inning, a little bloop single with 2 outs by Salvador Perez just out of the reach of the shortstop. It gets a run in. It's the only run scored in the inning. We lose that one. The Diamondbacks end up blowing the lead to the Yankees and then also lose an extra innings to the Yankees. And so we lose that one. We had the Diamondbacks on the money line. And then we had 3 parlays that were all just 1 hit away from hitting. We had Trout, Tim Anderson, and Yelich were 1 Tim Anderson hit away from plus 197. We had Jarren Duran and Rafael Devers over 1.5 bases, and they both got there. However, Juan Soto couldn't get a hit, so we lose that prop. It was plus 389. And then we had Schwarber, Harper, Stott, and Marsh in the Phillies game to all get a hit. Stott ends up 1 hit short, and we lose that one. It was plus 490. We hit any single one of those, and the day looks much better. But after all, we end up minus 490 for the day. By far our biggest loss of the season, but it's still early in the month, obviously. Luckily, we were up a little bit, so we're only down 404. That's nothing. 4 units, literally $4 over 4 units. That's really nothing. It's only the second day of the month, so we definitely have a chance to get it back. With such a small slate today, I think we just focus on chipping away, maybe not even trying to get even today, but just trying to cut that down to where maybe minus 1 unit at the end of today, and then we can just work on building off of that. So the first 2 games that we'll take a look at are the 2 games in the doubleheader, the Detroit Tigers at the New York Mets. Obviously, the first game is Mize versus Hauser. I've talked about this game in each of the last 2 videos, and obviously the game has been postponed both times. So I'm not going to change my mind. I'm going to stick with the Detroit Tigers money line. However, when I put out my final plays on social media, you may see me not bet it at all because I want to see the lineups. Obviously, now it's a doubleheader, so obviously teams might construct their lineups differently. Some players aren't going to play in both games. They're not going to allow, probably like the catcher isn't going to play in both games, right? So which one does their starting catcher play in game 1 or game 2? Someone might play, they might use a position player to play a position and then DH in the second game just to get the bat in the lineup. So I'm definitely going to want to see how the lineups are constructed for both of these doubleheaders. So I'm going to stick with the Detroit Tigers money line at plus 115 as of right now. But like I said, that could change. And then I like Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter each to get a hit in that game. Hauser being a righty, they're both lefties. So I like that. And then in the second game, I have nothing right now. The Mets haven't announced their starter. I have a feeling it's going to be that Jose Butto from the minor leagues coming up to make a start for them, just like Detroit's bringing up Matt Manning to make a start for them, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. So until I see who's going to get the start, there's not even a bet line yet on the website with no starter being scheduled. So I might want to wait until I see game 1 played out. I might want to wait and see the lineups. So as of right now, I have nothing for that second game. The next 2 games to look at are the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Washington Nationals and the Cleveland Guardians at the Minnesota Twins. First up in the Pittsburgh-Washington game, it's Martin Perez on the mound. He looked pretty good in his first start for the Pirates this year against the Marlins, as the Pirates swept the Marlins in that series. And then for the Washington Nationals, they have Josiah Gray on the mound. He's their ace. He pitched opening day and got rocked by the Reds, so I definitely look for him to have a bounce-back start today for Washington. Also, Josiah Gray pitched twice against the Pirates last year. In the first outing, he only gave up 1 run and got the win, but in the second game, he gave up 2 runs, but Washington couldn't score at all, so they ended up losing 2-0. So if he gets any type of run support in this game, I'd probably lean Washington. They're plus 110 from what I've seen, but after we got rocked yesterday, I think it's best that we maybe just stay away from this one. We don't need the volatility, so we'll just stay away. And then in the Cleveland-Minnesota game, Cleveland has Bibby on the mound. He pitched against the A's in that first series. He went 4 innings. He gave up 3 runs, but he walked 5. So he was kind of wild. He didn't look that good. And then for Minnesota, they have their ace, Pablo Lopez, on the mound. He's a Cy Young candidate. He pitched opening day against the Royals, giving up 1 run, and they got the win in that one. So I'm going to rock with Minnesota in this one at minus 155. And then I also like Alex Kirilloff and Jose Ramirez to each get a hit. Both of those batters red hot yesterday, and so I think they can both get a hit today. The last 2 games of the day are the Miami Marlins at the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago White Sox at the Kansas City Royals. In the Miami-St. Louis game, Miami has Weathers on the mound. He can only go 4 innings in his debut against the Pirates. He gave up 3 runs, and they got the loss in that game. And then Lance Lynn, who led the league in home runs allowed last year, went 4 innings against that very potent Dodgers offense that no one seems to be able to stop or slow down. He goes 4 innings, no runs against the Dodgers. They end up actually winning that game in extra innings. Lynn gets a no decision. So in this game, I'm just going to stay away. I don't believe that Lynn is as good as he was in the first game. I don't know where that came from, but I need to see more than just 4 innings from him, even though it is against the Dodgers, to really be a Cardinal believer. And they're like minus 155 from what I've seen. And then the Marlins also, they can't lose them all. They have to win one. They went 0-7 at home. Now they're on the road. I don't know what to make of this Marlins team, so I think I'm just going to stay away. I will take Josh Bell and Jazz Chisholm to each get a hit. Bell a switch hitter, so he'll hit lefty. Chisholm a lefty against Lynn. Once again, he led the league in home runs allowed last year, and I'm not convinced that he is the Lance Lynn we saw in that first game. So I'll take both those guys to get a hit. And then in the Kansas City-Chicago White Sox game, I like the Royals money line in this one at minus 165. They have Seth Lugo on the mound. He looked really good against the Twins. He went 6 innings, only 1 run allowed. When he came out of the game, they were up 1-0, and then they gave up 1 run in the 8th, and then the closer came in and gave up 4 in the 9th, and the Royals ended up losing the game. So he was kind of victimized by the bullpen in that one. And then the White Sox, Soroka on the mound, he gives up 3 runs in the first, and then holds them after that. He didn't look too bad. He got a little rocked in that first inning, but held them there. The White Sox actually got the lead. He came out in the 5th inning giving up 4 runs. He gave up 1 more in the 5th. And the White Sox had the lead 6-4, and then the White Sox bullpen does what the White Sox bullpen does, and they blow the game for him. So he kind of, just like Lugo, just kind of some bad luck there from the bullpen. But Lugo is the better pitcher, and the Kansas City Royals is the better offense. So therefore, we're going to take the Royals money line at minus 165. And that does it for today, guys. Just the 6 games, so it's a nice short video, probably under 10 minutes. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the analysis. Let me know if you're fading me. Let me know if you're riding with me. We're only down to 4 units, like I said. That's nothing. It's only the 2nd day in the month. Plenty of time to come back. Plenty of games to get us back to where we need to be. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the like button. It's really going to help me out as I try to launch this channel. Come on the journey with me. We're going to be profitable, I promise you, at the end. Obviously, we're going to get more and more data as the season goes on. We're going to get sharper and sharper. Right now, we're still losing a lot of last year, and, only 5-game sample size, so I promise you it's going to get sharper and it's going to get better. And then if you click on that notification bell, you'll know when I post my videos. I record them really, really late at night and post them sometimes first thing in the morning. Sometimes I even post them in the middle of the night, but you'll get that notification, so you'll know when the video is posted. You can watch it really quick, get a little sharper, know what know some of the analysis on the games, so you can either fade me or you can ride with me. And then if you follow me on social media, I'm on X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram at Sportsbook Whisper. No vowels in Sportsbook. It's where I post my final plays. Like I said, after I see lineups, maybe some injury news, up to the minute injury news and stuff like that, I may change some of these plays. The plays I put on here is definitely my leans, my strong leans. And then what I do is those are the things that I monitor throughout the day as the games get closer and closer. And then I may subtract. I may even add sometimes, but mostly it's subtract because I already know what I like, and then I just change that. So, all right, guys, time to have the bounce back day today. Get half back of what we lost yesterday would be a huge day for us, and I will see you tomorrow.